Welcome to Links 007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links 007 TV News Report. Welcome and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. Desperate search for Paulswell's daughter and her mother intensifies. Member of Parliament for East Kingston and Port Royal Philip Paulwell says the disappearance of his 10-month-old daughter Soraya and her mother has been the most difficult thing he ever had to navigate in his life. Paulwell, an opposition People's National Party veteran politician, has also disclosed that despite being in constant contact with the police, the whereabouts of the two remains a mystery. Again, if you know anything at all, please share it. Paulwell pleaded to followers in a social media post on Instagram and also on Facebook on Friday. Last Saturday, 27-year-old Tashina Patterson, otherwise called Tash, and her 10-month-old daughter Soraya Paulwell, both of Gilmore Drive, Kingston 20, went missing. Patterson is of dark complexion, slim built and about 163 centimeters or 5 feet 4 inches tall, while Soraya is of dark complexion and about 75 centimeters tall, a release from the police stated. The Halfway Tree police reported that at around 7 a.m. on Saturday, September the 9th, Patterson and Soraya were last seen at their gate. When last seen, Patterson was dressed in a brown tube top, army green sweatpants and a pair of black Crocs, while Soraya was dressed in a pink onesie. They have not been seen or heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Patterson and Soraya is being asked to contact the Halfway Tree Police at 876-926-8184, the police 119 emergency number or the nearest police station. Continuing the news. Man reportedly shot and killed by cops in Bogwalk Gorge. The police are probing a dramatic series of shooting incidents that culminated in a shootout between gunmen and police officers in the Bogwalk Gorge in St. Catherine on Wednesday. One of the suspected gunmen was fatally shot during the exchange of gunfire. He is believed to have been among a group of shooters who were involved in the murder of a man in Riversdale, St. Catherine earlier on Wednesday afternoon. It's reported that shortly after 12 p.m., the police were alerted to an unidentified man being shot and killed in the Riversdale area. The police subsequently intercepted the motor vehicle in which it suspected that the shooters were traveling in the Bogwalk Gorge. The occupants of the vehicle reportedly opened gunfire at the police. The fire was returned, and when the shooting subsided, one man was found suffering from what appears to be gunshot wounds. The dead man has been identified as 28-year-old Domain Elliston. Elliston is one of the defendants who was freed in the recent trial of the Wandon faction of the Klansman gang. He was one of those killed in a confrontation with the police in Bogwalk Gorge. Elliston has a long history of crime and violence, culminated in his killing this week, shortly after he committed a murder in the Riversdale area of St. Catherine. Domain Elliston came to national attention as one of the dozen of people accused of being part of the Wandon gang, a fraction of the Klansman gang wreaking havoc in St. Catherine. However, Elliston was freed during the trial after prosecutors admitted that having insufficient evidence against him. When Elliston walked out of court a free man, he told a local publication that all he wanted to do was to see his daughter after spending almost a decade behind bars. But 19 days after he was released from the trial on May 26, 2022, Elliston was back in custody. The then 27-year-old was arrested again on June the 19th during an operation in Damhead, St. Catherine. He was charged with illegal possession of firearm after 2 guns were seized during the operation. However, Elliston was not behind bars for long. He was granted bail on July the 13th this year, with a stipulation that he was to reside in St. Mary. But by August 23rd, Elliston began to ignore the condition of his bail. The police believed that he had returned to his criminal ways. Police reports indicate that Elliston became involved in several shooting incidents in the St. Catherine North Police Division. The police believe that Elliston operated as a hitman for the Wandon gang. As a violence producer, Ellison became a person of interest in murders and shooting in the St. Catherine North Police Division. Amateur video captured the moment he met his demise.
God. What's money that? Guys, money get.
Yeah, he then shoot him. Then kill him to that.
Huh?
Then kill him, man.
The one in the car.
No, man.
One in the car.
Then call for back up.
Now can you repass back?
Yeah, man, just easy, man. He going to drop out, you know. Then kill him, you know.
The one where is not killed.
Yeah. Don't move, you know.
Huh?
Don't move, you know.
No go that dailey.
Shoot out that there, you know.
Yeah?
Shoot out this, you know.
I thought that no go.
What you mean? Say, you see man a fire back, man. Pan man. You want to then shoot a gun, so.
I see you no going.
Yeah, man, he fire back, man. Wow. Yeah.
I'll kill him.
Then kill him, man.
After I beg him. I beg him.
Yeah. Shoot out around a flat bridge, yeah. Oh, get here.
Oh.
You see, you don't see me come down.
I see you come.
Yeah, man, one next one get shot, man.
Can't say yes for this.
No, man, just one easy, man. Fuck if we jump off in the water down the Sangalanka and try to go across the water. That's the that them to do, man.
Man, they must get shot because they're not going away.
Indicom has since commenced a probe into the shooting. Continuing the news, Westmoreland bus driver shot fatally while loading his bus. A popular bus driver was shot dead moments before he could load his bus in Hendon, Savlamore, Westmoreland early Saturday morning. The deceased has been identified as 50-year-old Clive Grabber Atkinson from Russia and Savlamore. Atkinson is said to have plied the Savlamore to Montego Bay route for several years. Reports indicate that Atkinson parked his bus as he usually did and leaned against it when he saw three men on bikes with firearms approaching him. Atkinson reportedly tried to run but was shot in his foot and fell. The men reportedly then continued to shoot him several times in his head before escaping. He was rushed to the Savlamore Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Atkinson's mother, Vernice Blake, told reporters that her son was not a troublemaker. The police have not yet established a motive for this latest shooting. Continuing the news. Armed robbers made off with over $1 million from credit union in Westmoreland. Westmoreland police have started a probe into an over $1 million heist that was carried out by a group of armed robbers at the National People's Corporate Credit Union in Grange Hill in the parish on Friday morning. Reports are that shortly after 9 a.m., three men who were armed with a rifle and two handguns alighted from a motor car that was driven up and entered the financial institution. The robbers reportedly held up the workers at gunpoint and ordered them to open the vault. The demand was met and the man made off with over $1 million in cash. No one was injured during the incident. Friday morning's robbery falls on the heels of a string of heists that have been carried out at financial institutions in Westmoreland and other parts of the island. In the year 2020, gunmen made off with more than $3 million during an armed robbery at the JN Bank Money Shop in White House, Westmoreland. The following year, a group of gunmen struck the Community and Workers Corporate Credit Union branch, also in White House, making off with more than $5 million. Links 007 TV will continue to track this story and provide more information to come on this in a later newscast. Thanks for watching.